Hey, I'm Jeff Goldblum. Wow, I'm going to be on Jeopardy this week.
This is New York's #1 news, Channel 7 Eyewitness News. With Ken Rosato and Shirleen Allicot, Heather O'Rourke with traffic, and Sam Champion with the exclusive AccuWeather forecast. Now, Eyewitness News this morning.
AccuWeather alert, more snow is coming and it could complicate your commute later today. Which parts of the tri-state expected to be hardest hit?
Our team is closely watching the weather warnings, transit alerts, and conditions across the tri-state. Live reports are on the way from New Jersey and Westchester County.
And a very good morning to you. I'm Ken Rosato.
And I'm Shirleen Allicot. It is Monday, December 2nd. New York City schools are open. There are school closings and delayed area openings as well.
And those will scroll across your screen in a moment, but you can find a complete list at our website and the ABC7 NY app.
We are timing out the snowfall, beginning with meteorologist Amy Freeze and the AccuWeather alert.
Shirleen, Ken, good morning. Hello, everyone. As we start off this morning, winter storm warning that goes until 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. So we're looking at a full day here of rain, ice, and snow, making for very slick travel conditions. A big heads up. 36 degrees is where we are right now. That means rain over the city and boroughs, which is what we saw all day yesterday. But look at this huge area on the AccuTrack of snow that's going to spin back through the area. And that's what we're looking at as far as precipitation today. So as it continues, this shower activity, even though it's rain right now, it's going to pull down some colder air, and eventually we see the mixing, and you can see just how small of an area from Yonkers back to Ramapo, the change in precipitation. We've got rain overhead for Yonkers, we've got sleet in between, just getting ready to head into Greenberg right now, and then Ramapo is looking at some light snow falling. So it really does depend on where you are. You need to be a big heads up and aware of the travel throughout the day today. The winter weather advisory also going to the early morning hours tomorrow. Here's a look on Futurecast. Through 7 a.m., we're still looking at mixed precipitation. By noon, the snow may start to fall. It'll come down heavy at times before it starts to stick. That brings in some colder air. So right through the evening commute, we're looking at the potential for precipitation. And looking at the planning forecast, it's mixed all the way through the early afternoon before those temperatures tumble. Much more coming up as we roll through the morning. That's AccuWeather. Here's traffic, equally messy this morning.
Yes, and we do have a problem in Queens. An overturned vehicle leaves only 2 lanes open. This is east on the LIE, right near exit 32, which is Little Neck Parkway. Then as you take the George Washington Bridge, you are in great shape, but getting to the Henry Hudson Parkway, you're going to find 1 lane closed down. This is in North Brunswick, rather. Route 130 north at Adams Lane, a down traffic signal. And then as you go into Roselle Park, east, right near Galloping Hill Road, that is a down traffic signal. Here's a look at the New Jersey Turnpike right in front of Newark Airport, and then a look at the Grand Central Parkway in front of LaGuardia. Make sure you get in touch with your airline about flights. Street cleaning rules are suspended. Metered rules are in effect. Shirleen, over to you.
All right, Heather, thank you. And drivers in New Jersey are being urged to take it slow on these roadways as well.
Let's go to Diana Rocco, who's live right now with what the conditions are like out there. Diana.
Ken, Shirleen, good morning. We've got a lot of blacktop out here, but all of that is going to change. So a travel advisory is in effect for all of New York City today. And that means officials are encouraging everyone to use mass transit when possible because they don't want to see a repeat of last year. We all remember that November snowstorm when everyone got stuck trying to leave the city. So while the roads may look clear now, the Office of Emergency Management is warning people, do not be fooled. Snow is supposed to accumulate in the city during the ride home this afternoon, and that is exactly what caused all of this gridlock during last year's November storm. Drivers leaving the city all at the same time. For some of them, they got stuck for hours trying to get out while snow just piled up. Plows couldn't get down city streets to clear that snow because all of the traffic. City officials don't want to see that happen again. They're asking everyone to please take trains and subways if possible today. And the good news about all of that is that all the trains are running on time right now. We are live in White Plains this morning. I'm Diana Rocco, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
All right, Diana, thank you. And now to New Jersey we go. That's where they are being urged to slow it down on these roadways. Very dangerous out there. Eyewitness News reporter Toni Yates live in Mahwah with that part of our coverage. Morning to you, Toni.
Good morning again, Shirleen. When you saw me earlier, I had my Eyewitness News baseball cap on. I had to change to the warmer hat now because it really is cold out here. In fact, when we first came out here, we had some ice falling. Now we've got snow flurries coming down. So, you know, some of parts of New Jersey got their first taste of snow yesterday. That was the first knock at the door. Here comes the second knock at the door, and it's going to make for a nasty evening commute later on today. We'll show you the video from yesterday. This is how Wayne, New Jersey welcomed in Decemberers. Families were still bidding their relatives goodbye after the Thanksgiving weekend. It was a nice coating. This stuck around until some rain came and washed most of it away, although there is snow still on a lot of the grass out here. But get ready for more cold, more ice, more snow and sleet later this afternoon. The state and the counties have already started road preparations. However, Governor Murphy is encouraging people to stay off the roads as much as possible if or when conditions get to the point that salt trucks and plows need to be deployed to try to stay ahead of the snow and the ice on the roads. Some school districts are going to have early dismissal today. Some school districts, like the one here in Mahwah, have already decided to close schools. If you're driving into work today, just know that it may be a slushy commute when you start heading back home.
That's a big flashing light for me. Ice concerns on how you're carrying and driving, but also as it relates to potential power outages.
Okay, so we've seen it go from ice this morning to snow right now. New Jersey Transit is supposed to be on schedule today, depending on what Mother Nature does. Of course, the buses may have some problems on the roads. Of course, the plows and the salt trucks are going to try to stay ahead of all of that. Also, later tonight at midnight, there will be commercial vehicle restrictions on parts of I-80, I-78, and I-287. If you're going to be out here today, please be careful. For now, we're live here in Mahwah, New Jersey. Toni Yates, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Yeah, I was out there earlier, Tony. A lot of black ice around. Thank you very much. 5:06, and the winter weather is still causing some minor delays this morning at airports in our area. At LaGuardia Airport, the storm delayed passengers returning home Sunday after the long holiday weekend. One traveler says it took her 8 extra hours to get back to New York. The FAA says hundreds of flights had to be canceled to and from our area.
We're used to the bad weather, but it's nothing when, like, you're trying to get back home after holidays.
It looks like my flight keep getting, pushed back and back, and then, I'm just out of luck.
There will be more delays and cancellations today. Officials recommend you check with your airline before heading to the airport.
The winter storm turned deadly in Chamberlain, South Dakota, when 9 people died in a plane crash. 2 children were among those killed. An investigation into the crash is delayed because of the harsh weather conditions. The weather also causing serious problems on the roads. This is video from Niagara Falls, where icy conditions caused this car to crash into a truck. In the upper Midwest, some drivers lost control while battling whiteout conditions. Some areas are reporting up to a foot of snowfall. For school closings, traffic updates, and the latest AccuWeather forecast for the snowstorm, you can download the free ABC 7 NY app.
5:08, the impeachment inquiry moves forward this week. The House Judiciary Committee is set to begin its own hearings. The next phase will start tomorrow when Congressman Adam Schiff releases the House Intelligence Committee's report on the impeachment inquiry. The House Judiciary Committee will use that report when considering articles of impeachment against the president. This morning, ABC News is reporting President Trump and his legal team will not participate in the committee hearings. The Judiciary Committee will hold its first public hearing Wednesday.
5:08 and new this morning, a new law cracking down on drunk driving is now in effect in New Jersey. The new law requires all drivers convicted of DWI to install ignition interlock devices in their cars, including first-time offenders. The devices act as a breathalyzer test, preventing drivers from starting their cars if their blood alcohol level is above 0.05. First-time offenders are now required to install the technology for at least 3 months.
5:09 happening today. The grace period is over, and the city will begin handing out fines to drivers who block the 14th Street busway. The DOT's stationary camera enforcement program will begin issuing violations after launching the busway back in October. Up until now, drivers who blocked the bus lane were given a warning. The DOT is now also using bus-mounted cameras to catch offending drivers.
Weather and traffic every 7 minutes. 5:09 is the time. It's an AccuWeather alert day. We've got winter weather out there. Rain, sleet, and even snow. Here's what we're expecting throughout the day today. Temperatures will fall. As the temperatures fall, so does some snow. It'll take time for it to stick, so we could see